All righty. Kaplaw.
Squeak, squeak.
How do you
I am
do?
Bobsec, and I am joined by the Animated Moon.
Hello.
Umbrella Chan. Sensei.
Holy cats, it's another movie review.
Holy shit.
Frederick Gumont.
Hello, fellow kids.
And the Lord Otter.
How do you do, fellow kids?
And of course, we watched The Thing from Another World.
It was a really fun movie.
Yes, characters.
Your mic is getting very muffled.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what you just said.
I don't know what's going on. Fine now.
So
Yeah,
this
it's good
is
now.
7 years before The Blob. So 1951, really old movie. But it seems like to up The Blob a little bit on the quality, especially the dialogue I found.
I would argue more than just a little. The dialogue was very strong in the movie.
Yeah,
So-
good acting, good characters.
Animated Moon, what are you working on before we move on?
This is a little animation I'm working on for a reel, actually. Kind of going to put it at the end of an editing reel that I've been working on, but I also want to use it for like alerts and stuff like that. So it's just going to be Nemo popping up and waving hello to the camera.
Nice. Frederick,
Yeah, so this is a double page spread for Rattel. So this is going to be page 12 and 13. And it's basically Rattel flying on his hoverboard over the city of Montreal. This is the university. And yeah, you got a little hawk there that's living in the towers coming out. And yeah, this is basically an action shot before the.
did you say you had a Hawk 2 flying around or something?
No, this is Hawk 1. Hawk 2
Hawk 2.
copied this one. This is before Hawk 2. You got to check your facts.
Nice. It's
Someone
looking
called
good so
Facebook.
far. I know you did you inked for a commission for someone else's original art.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Hold on, let me show you. It's on the scanner. Okay, so this is an Ed Bennis original pencil. I left the signature in pencil here, so you can see. But I inked over it, inked over the Spidey over here, basically very closely to what he penciled. He penciled it very tight. And then I added a little bit of screen tone with the clouds from Japan. The screen tone, you don't want to know how much it costs, but it looks really, really good.
That came out fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So credit to the artist as well. Like I'm not used to just inking, but it's a blast, man. You learn a lot when you ink someone else's work as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You
I
definitely
really
got
like the gradation on the ink that you have on like the muscles and stuff like that. That came out fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it's probably merits some colors.
you definitely got to tag the artist and be like, look what I got commissioned to do on your piece.
Yeah, for sure. And well, the client is going to put it on what's it called? CA Comic Artist Pros, I think, CAP or CAF. Well, basically, it's a website dedicated to original art from comic book artists. So you can document the artists who worked on the piece, like the penciler and the inker.
Oh, nice.
So he's taking care of all that, uploading that. So it's very cool. You can even like put pictures of you in the artwork as well in the metadata and stuff.
Nice.
That's rad.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Put it
get
away.
on to the movie. So, overall thoughts. Know that.
I liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I don't think it's quite as good as John Carpenter's version of the thing, but I still thought the writing was very strong. The writing and the acting, both were really, really good.
It's one of the first instances because I've seen a lot of like older films and stuff like that. It's one of the first instances of a film where the dialogue really feels natural, and it actually reminds me a lot of how the dialogue feels in the original Alien 1979. I seriously think that they actually took inspiration for that film.
Do you get alien vibes from this movie, Animated Moon? I've noticed like a handful of things that I could compare with Alien in this one.
Oh, I'm sure that there was a lot of influence because you got to think, 1979. What was their influence, right? All you have is like the 60s back to the 50s, maybe the 30s and 40s. And especially if we're talking science fiction, then you're definitely looking at the 50s and the 60s. And so, yeah, I'm almost certain that Ridley Scott took inspiration from this film.
I'm willing to bet it was one of the big inspirations. I know, at the very least, in the case of Alien, Lovecraft was also a major inspiration for that movie. You can kind of compare the movie of Alien to At the Mountains of Madness. It's basically the same plot.
So on the dialogue, what really was really good about the acting and all the other stuff was someone would still be doing their sentence, and you would have the actor actually interject before they even finish their sentence, which is really good.
What works
very
about
unusual for that time.
Right.
What works about it is it helps drive up the sense of tension, that they're in a very uncomfortable spot and they need to find a way out of it.
Also, like I said, the characters are not retarded. Like, actually, everyone was fucking competent. You know what I mean?
Another thing too is that opening scene, like it immediately or almost immediately got me interested in the characters themselves. Just with how it was written, like with the dialogue and the acting paired with it.
You were gonna say something, Anime?
One thing that I really liked about the dialogue in this film, especially like comparing it to a lot of modern movies, is these guys are all like supposed to be military, a lot of them, right? A lot of the crew is in the Army or Air Force or whatever, and they talk like it, like even when like it's a really tense situation or whatever, they're still cracking jokes, they're still trying to kind of lighten the mood.
Well, they're usually cracking jokes or talking about pinup girls or something like that. I'm like, yeah, these feel like guys in the military,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they feel like actual people.
They had
as opposed to just like taking on the trope, if you will, of like, oh no, we're in a tight situation, let's act scared, stuff like that.
What up, Wrangler?
What's up?
Hey, Wrangler.
So, how do I also like that the characters, like I said, they're competent. I like the journalist character actually a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thought he was really good because he was going along with the jokes. He was, doing that. He wasn't a fucking sleazeball or anything trying to get the news story. He was just, doing his job.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite lines came from the journalist character himself. It was, what was it? The find of the century turned into a 4th of July spectacle.
Yeah.
Such a good line. I loved it.
All right. I'm going to make a case that actually the alien in this movie is not the evil. It's not actually if you look at it from the perspective of, all right, he crashed his ship, got put in ice, down there, frozen. And then they blew up his ship, got him in the ice block. The moment he gets defrosted, a human just immediately fucking shoots him.
So I'm going to slightly disagree. That said, I'm going to make a similar argument that the alien didn't act all that smart, even though it was capable of faster than light travel. While it was wandering around, it was basically Frankenstein's monster.
How would you feel if you got shot and then ran out and got beaten by dogs, your arm ripped off? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also.
Then the next thing you see is he drags a dog in and just sucks it dry of all its blood.
Yeah, because that's how he has to recuperate his body.
See, I'm gonna as well disagree, because first of all, he's illegal alien. He's crossed the border of Earth without any proper documentation. So, and he's coming to, he's eating our dogs. He's eating the dogs.
Hold up. How do you know he didn't have proper, the proper paperwork? They blew up his fucking ship.
Well, clearly.
There's also another sort of counter argument against this. You have the scientist character who is pretty much trying to reason with the thing throughout the movie, or he's trying to make an effort. And then he does at the climax of the movie. He pretty much just gets batted aside, like it doesn't care for him at all.
Yeah, but how would the alien know how to understand English?
Right, but it's like if somebody is trying to talk to you, right, and you're an intelligent organism, right?
But he's
The
a
first
plant.
thing you do is not like batting them to the side whenever it's pretty clear just through body language they would be trying to communicate.
Like
Listen, all
ET
I'm
or
saying
something.
is, I don't think the monster. Listen, they made wild assumptions about this guy, like him trying to conquer Earth. If he's trying to conquer Earth, why don't he fucking fucking crash in Antarctica?
Why are you on
It is-
this monster's side so much there, Billy Bob?
Listen,
is
I'm
one
just saying. When I
problem I
watched
have
the
with-
movie, I was like, I don't know if this guy is truly evil.
It is one problem I have with the movie. A lot of what you find out about the alien, you're just told about it. You're not really shown it all that much. So it kind of leaves like cracks like this where you're like, is the alien really like that? Because we barely even see him.
I think it would have been better instead of the scientist being the one who started growing the pods, to have the alien actually himself growing it in the garden thing.
Yeah, I just think we needed a little more of the alien. Like, I get what they were going for. It's like he's off screen for most of the film. That way, whenever he does show up, it's impactful. But it barely establishes anything about him outside of stuff you were told by other characters.
Yeah, they made some wild assumptions with no proof.
Yeah, I think they even mention that. So the monster's supposed to have attacked the people on guard in the what was it?
Well, they weren't the people on guard. The scientists had, because they were gonna try to get the monster to come back and then try communicating it. So he left 2 people there while he was going to rest with the other ones.
Yeah, but
Science-
they mentioned that he had attacked those people and it had even strung them up in the room. We were just told that information, not shown it at all. I don't know.
Listen, they spent a lot of the budget on the plane. So
Not
much
on
so
the,
that they
not
used
on the
the
monster
shutter.
costume, though.
Huh?
Monster costume didn't get much budget.
Hey, their grandmas knitted those sweaters with love.
I didn't say it wasn't heartfelt.
Listen, I don't think the monster makeup was bad, to be honest.
I think that I like the look of the monster, like the makeup on the guy's face and stuff like that. But I always did find it funny that he's basically walking around in sweats and a sweater.
Listen, it gets really cold in space, animated man.
I guess so. I mean, if you're gonna, why not be comfortable? I like to imagine that he was in his pajamas and just like, when he crashed, that's all he's wearing now.
I'm not
we
gonna
also
lie.
got-
Whenever I watched this movie, I immediately watched the remake right after it, and so I wanted a side-by-side comparison of how both of them are executed. The thing is, you get a lot of similar plot beats between them. It's just how it's executed is vastly different. They take a very similar premise and even similar plot beats and take it in 2 entirely different directions.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think, yesterday, Otter and Umbrella. Because I like this movie, but I do think John Carpenter's is vastly superior.
I agree. For one, I will say this. I hate saying this too much just because I think the point gets hammered home a little too much, but you do get to see a lot more of what's happening with the alien in John Carpenter's version of the thing. Less is told to you. And I think the overall tension that's driven up, it's done in a much better way. The actual mystery around the thing, because like in the original, you're told that this is basically like a sentient vegetable, that it doesn't have like arteries or blood or anything like that. It's more of like a kind of like a moving plant. Whereas in the remake, you don't know what it is. There's this huge mystery around. The other thing is that in the remake, I think the idea that it's a sadistic being makes a lot more sense because its whole thing is to assimilate, to pretty much digest other beings and then imitate their forms to expand. So it's more of like a contagion or a virus in that sense.
also with that in the remake, like I can much more understand like the thing itself wanting to like conquer the world or shit, assimilate everything on the world.
Well, it's also in the sense like whenever you're seeing it as the dog early on in the movie, you can just tell it's I don't know how you do that with a dog, but just the expression you see, like it's just staring at everyone in the camp while everything is going on around it. And it's like, immediately this thing, it's like instinctual kind of like malice. It is not looking out for other people. It is just there to survive and spread.
So
Also,
I think.
oh, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say. So I think ultimately John Carpenter's is a better film. I really enjoyed the original. The weakest part for me, unfortunately, was the alien. However, you think from a standpoint too, at that time, what was frightening to the audience, like in television and cinema in the 50s. So it makes sense for kind of that audience.
That's a good point.
It is very interesting. Oh, go ahead, Billy.
I was fixing to show off the art.
Oh, I see.
I was going to remark as well that the sequel seems much more Lovecraftian, with especially the creature is so like almost formless the way it absorbs the people.
So go ahead, animated man.
I was going to say it is very interesting because I've seen a good amount of like cinema history. You know, I enjoy that stuff. I like seeing where it comes from, where it goes, and stuff like that. And it is very interesting to see how, because you got to imagine, you know, it's 1951. No one really knows what they're doing, how to create. Like it was virtually an impossibility to create something like what John Carpenter made, because it took 30 years of development to get to that point, right? Even ignoring like the content wise, right? Like what would audiences accept back then, right?
Right.
The big thing like that's really fascinating is looking at like how visual effects adapted and how they developed over the years. And a really good example of that is oh goodness, when did that movie Forbidden Planet, when did Forbidden Planet come out? Okay, so that was 1956, and so that's 5 years later, and they were trying to do something more ambitious, and they actually brought on an animation team to animate a monster, but in a really unique way, in a very like science fiction-y kind of way. And so yeah, it's always really fascinating how that kind of development, the visual development, really kind of impacts what kind of stories can do. Like, how much can you show the monster, right? Could they have done more in the 50s to show more? And they probably could have if they had, you know, been more clever or what have you. But yeah, it's just really interesting.
Well, I was a little surprised that they wouldn't show any dead bodies as well in it, which they would have been able to do, you know. Not gore, but dead bodies.
I don't know actually, because you got to remember that there were a lot of restrictions back then. There were actually more restrictions in the 50s than there were in the 20s or 30s, I think, because there were acts passed later on to censor Hollywood more.
Yeah, but I'm thinking also with like Twilight Zone and stuff. They were able to show dead bodies.
What episode do they show a dead body in Twilight Zone? I'm trying to think. They imply dead bodies all the time.
I know there's people that get killed in it. Die.
No, there's definitely people that get killed, but I don't think they
what I mean
ever
is
show
dead
a
body,
dead
like
body.
they can have someone fall over and be dead. Now, as for gore, no, they probably are not.
Okay, yeah.
But they were definitely able to have someone get shot or something.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I don't think that, you know, a body hanging upside down by its feet with its throat slit and the blood everywhere is gonna fly.
No, but you know they could have wrote it differently as well. You know?
Yeah, so it is kind of interesting. One thing that's kind of interesting to me is like, you know, we've continued developing visually past, you know, the 80s and the 90s and whatnot, but at the same time, like, on the topic of the Thing, you know, the remake of the Thing, like the congruency of that project, that product, and that movie, I think is a lot better than what we get a lot of times. And I think that's more down to how movies are made now, where everything feels kind of like it's cut up and then put back together nowadays, as opposed to more kind of spur of the moment. You're bringing in all these guys who like really know their stuff, and you're letting them do their job, you know, as opposed to nowadays where you're like, you have higher ups constantly saying, no, do it like this, do it like that, you know.
I also feel like horror movies in general, like lately, we don't even get like interesting or smart characters in them.
No, we don't.
Well, it feels like we're given dumb characters because that's the expectation. They need to be dumb for the horror to actually happen, because God forbid we have a horror story that actually has intelligent characters in it.
So, like the original Thing and John Carpenter's Thing, I think both are great. They both have really, really strong characters and dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something we don't really get. That's something that was missing in the 2011 Thing. If you remember that one.
I never did see that one because I figured, what's the point? You had the original Thing and you had the remake, and it's like you got it all, you know?
Yeah, well, that one got messed up because, for one, they actually did do practical effects with the monsters, the Thing, and then some dipshit executive went, no, let's have it be CGI. Do it over. All in CGI, and it looks bad. It was also like a pointless story. Like, I don't need to know what happened to the teen before the dog runs to the other with the in John Carpenter's team. I forgot what their stuff was. You know what I'm talking about, where they where it started and then they got it. I don't need to know what the fuck happened. That was what the whole 2011 one was about. Trying to show you what happened there for them.
Well, and that's the other thing that I think a lot of movies do wrong, essentially, is they try to like be like, oh, we need to tell every story, right? It's like, well, no, you freaking don't. Like, I mean, that's where Star Wars has really screwed itself up, where it's like everyone's gonna have their own little story, right? You know, it's like, why? Like, now everything has to matter in the context of your little world or whatever. It actively actually shrinks the universe. Because like I remember I saw a video where like someone was talking about like, oh, here's like a bunch of like backstories to like random characters that were in like one scene, and every single one of them like relates back to the like one of two plot points Star Wars has now. It's like either they worked for the Rebellion or they worked for the Empire. Nothing else happens in the entire galaxy of Star Wars anymore. It's like,
you know what they also need to get rid of? They need to move past the original trilogy, like actually move past it completely, because they get to the point where like every fucking, I guess, like evidently 40,000 Jedi survived Order 66, you know. Like,
it's like, okay, then what was the freaking point?
So like Palpatine, I think he did like a really bad job. Like, a lot of Jedi still alive.
Yeah, it's like, okay, and they couldn't get organized. Why? Like, they're all military leaders. They all have like, it's like, oh man.
So I'm gonna show the art. This will be Otter's first.
Yeah, mine is a little rough around the edges. I didn't get to fully complete it. Also, this is my first time legitimately trying something in digital. Working my way around a stylus wasn't the easiest thing.
Nice.
Did you give him a comb over?
No, those are holdovers from where I was doing the original kind of like faint outline for the head and everything.
What program did you use?
This was Clip Studio Paint.
Oh, nice. Do you have EX or Pro?
I think I'm trying to remember. It might just be Pro. I honestly forget.
Either
It's the
one.
kind-
It's
It's the
great.
one you pay $50 for, and that's it. You don't pay
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah, Pro. Pro still has like the brush engine and everything. It's still a great program. Honestly, like you can put the best thing about digital is being able to put your like under sketch layer on a different layer and turn it off at the end. Stuff like that, little tricks like that can really go a long way to kind of cleaning it up.
That's right. He's gonna teach you real good, Otter.
So, this is a very interesting pose. Like, it feels very horror and thematic with tonight. Well, it's the monster, right? I would push this one like even further and add the shadows, like add some deep dark shadows under him or make him underlit maybe. And I think that would pop your drawing like 10 times.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you were referencing like the movie poster, right?
It was an outcropping of the actual thing. They had an image where he was staring right into the camera, and I was imitating that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's not an easy head angle to get right as well. The nose
Yeah,
placement,
that's the image.
The ears placement.
That's a little baby.
Oh, yeah.
image.
Yeah, he really does give off some Frankenstein vibes.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
We should
Actually, do you think you did a good job capturing like the angle of the head and stuff like that? That's actually very like that's good. That's good use of the reference and whatnot. And yeah, hands are always a pain, but like I mean, you stuck to it and you got something out that matches that pose. So good job on that.
Well,
Also-
thanks. I don't consider it the best thing ever, but it's progress.
It's definitely progress for sure.
Best thing ever.
I was gonna say also the scale is nice, like everything in proportion to each other, like anatomy. It's pretty good.
So he's gonna cut your penis off with his nails. The true frightening of this monster.
Yeah, Billy, you have some weird dreams, Mike.
Listen. That's how you have to survive in this world, you know?
Apparently.
And then I made some comedy. Backstory is he had a shitty GPS, he was drinking, crashed into, ER. Now,
DUI. DWI.
the police alien's gonna come get him, in a bad night for him.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, just because he has a spaceship that can travel faster than light and can travel super far doesn't mean he built it,
No, I didn't build it. His
Why
wife's
some
gonna
idiots drive cars.
I hope he has OnStar.
listen,
Yeah,
I'll get-
turns out it's just like some drunk redneck from another world.
All right, there we go. I had to steal from Tenkage last week with his blob one with the ET phone home. The blob was just trying to get home. It's just the drunk alien crashes ship.
So, speaking of which, what point do we spin the wheel for the next week's? Is it too early, or do we do it at the end of the show?
I mean, we can go ahead and do it now.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do it. Just 1 second. I'll go ahead and share it. Here we are. We have our lovely wheel going along here.
Hold
So
up,
we-
did you make sure that movie's off?
Yeah, it's off.
How many movies are on the wheel at this moment now?
As of right now, there is 16.
So, which is the worst?
Oh, Otter, do something. Go to that and shuffle. Press the shuffle button.
Shuffle.
There we are.
So what's the range? What's everyone hoping for and dreading before we spin?
Let me take a quick look here.
I think I'm hoping for The Crow. I would like that one.
Honestly, that one would be interesting because I've never actually watched that one through. But I've got to say, I would be so down for Army of Darkness. I haven't seen that one.
Army of
I haven't
Darkness.
seen it either. So
You haven't seen Army of Darkness?
no, I've never.
I've seen it, but it's been a long time since I've seen that one.
I mean, I will say some of the enjoyment from watching Army of Darkness is watching it right after Evil Dead 2, because it kind of directly complements Evil Dead 2 in a weird way.
Yeah.
So you're basically seeing in Evil Dead 2, like, Ash is kind of terrified and slowly going insane through that movie. And then in Army of Darkness, he becomes a full-on like action movie badass. So you do get kind of a satisfying story arc with Ash.
What's funny is that I actually saw Army of Darkness before Evil Dead. I didn't even know it was necessarily related. I just thought it was like the backstory at the beginning of the movie is just like, okay, let's just get this out of the way. This is what happened, you know?
It's weird how they kind of go from one movie to the next, because there's a level of camp to all of them, but I think the first Evil Dead movie is played mostly for the horror, or it tries to. The second movie is kind of like this weird blend of horror and black comedy. And then the third movie just fully embraces the camp. It's basically a dark fantasy film.
Yeah, true that.
All right.
Umbrella,
so
what are you looking for?
Oh, go ahead.
I really want Over the Garden Wall.
Same.
It is
Yeah,
a really
'cause
fun series.
Regardless if we end up spinning on it or not, I'm gonna watch it this year, and I'm really looking forward to rewatching it.
Animated Moon?
I would say, I mean, aside from Over the Garden Wall, because I chose it, Army of Darkness, or maybe even The Crow. Like that. That's such an interesting story from a like where it came from, right? That I'm actually more interested in it because of like the origin of the comic and stuff like that, more than the movie itself.
Nice. Frederick?
Yeah, so there's a lot on there that could be cool. Perfect Blue, haven't seen it in a long time. Brain Dead, it'd be interesting to see what you guys think of Brain Dead, more than I'd be interested in rewatching it. But Army of Darkness, I've never seen. I'd be down for that one. But I'm still going to vote for The Crow because it's my own choice, and it's such a good music. It seems like it's a poem in film form.
It's probably one of the best grunge movies out there in my eyes.
Don't you mean goth?
Well, that too. It is a very goth grunge movie. Honestly, outside of what's already been said, probably my first pick is Army of Darkness, but I'm also kind of hoping for Killer Clowns. I love how schlocky that movie is. It's stupid, but I still have a good time every time I watch it.
We all want to watch Army of Darkness, so let's put the wheel away. Let's go watch Army of Darkness.
All right.
We also have Prince of Darkness, which is a very good movie.
Spin the wheel.
Spinning now. Oh, what are we getting?
Trick or
Trick or
Treat.
Treat.
I've seen that one. It's a double feature, right? It's kind of two stories in one.
I think it's
It's like 3 different
Three. Okay.
stories.
what is it on?
I love how the wheel is always... It's giving us all the options we're not expecting. That's the thing.
Dang it.
It's like every movie we talk about, you can pretty much guarantee that's not what it's going to end up on.
Poster. All right. All righty.
I'm thinking we should do the same in December, but with like Christmas themed movies.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun, actually.
We'd have to see how the timing works out. We might be able to do like a 1 or 2 streams.
Yeah, maybe just a couple. Yeah.
We'll definitely do a Christmas
Gosh, I don't
episode.
know if I know very many like good Christmas movies other than the like, the typical like Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life or stuff like that.
I would put Mel Gibson's Santa, or what is it called, Fat Man or something like that.
Oh my god.
That one's so good, man. It turns into a firefight. It's got like intelligence agencies working with Santa and the North Pole.
The elves are crackheads in the movie.
It's good.
They're like sugar crackheads.
That's right.
They're like,
He's got full control over them.
I don't know if y'all have seen it. Basically,
Oh.
a little tiny like psychopathic kid gets pissed off at Santa for giving him coal, and he's like mega rich, so he hires a fucking hitman to kill Santa. The hitman wants to kill Santa because Santa didn't give him a gift when he was a kid. He gave him coal.
Oh my word!
It actually is a good movie. But it's just like, I don't know, rated R action Santa movie. Oh, that was Frederick I'm hearing. Why am I hearing like scrubbing or something?
Oh no, it's my Sharpie here. I'm filling in some black zones.
But I mean, there's quite a bit of Christmas movies and stuff.
I'm going to be putting It's a Wonderful Life as one of my first options. That is if we end up spinning the wheel.
You know what? Animated Moon, technically, it's not a movie. However, I can consider it a movie. Dragon Ball Z Abridged plan to eradicate Christmas.
That'd be funny, man.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, that's a great choice.
And it's only like, I think, 20, 30 minutes long?
Yeah, it's not very long. I might have to watch that this Christmas.
I just love it. They took Plan to Eradicate Saiyans, the movie from Raging Blast 2, turned it into that. Real good. Alright, well, Wrangler's saying Die Hard.
That's the usual go-to for off-kilter Christmas movie. Isn't there another one like that where it's like it's counted as a Christmas movie because it happens to take place on Christmas? I'm trying to think.
Gremlins. I mean, technically the first Gremlins.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
That'd be a great one. Oh, we have Gremlins 2 on our wheel, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
I don't know if I remember correctly. Gremlins 2 does not take place in Christmas. I think it's like during summertime, ain't it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Never
because
seen
they're
that.
walking to the pool, aren't they? Or is that in the first one? Is the public pool in the first one or the second one?
The second one, and they're like in a mega giant corporation building that has everything.
Yeah.
The first one's the town in Christmas. What's another one? I mean, there's quite a bit actually for Christmas movies.
I mean, there's Elf. That one's pretty fun.
It's a pretty fun movie.
The Santa Claus movies with
Tim Allen.
Alan. I still love the first one.
Ernest Does Christmas.
I have very mixed thoughts on the second Santa Claus movie. There's like parts of it I really like, others where I'm just like, this is way too slapstick for my taste.
I like it. I mean, I like him being like, oh yeah, you became Santa, like you're great, and now it's like, yeah, now you got to get like married, asshole. Like,
Yeah, I love the romance like plot. It's just the mechanical Santa I think is kind of stupid.
no, that's not from the second one. That's from the third one.
No, that's the second movie.
Is it the second one?
Yep, that's the second one.
Oh
The
yeah.
third movie is Jack Frost.
Oh yeah, never mind. You're right. I forgot about the fucking plastic Santa.
Yeah, that's like the dumbest part of that movie. The actual
evil Tim
romance
Allen.
is great.
the evil Tim Allen.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's a
Oh, I love that
fantastic
movie.
one. Oh man, how did I forget that one?
That's usually my go-to Christmas movie.
Hallelujah. Holy shit.
Some would say Home Alone as well.
Yep, that's another one that's good. Oh, that's Thanksgiving, dang it. I was going to say Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles it's kind of one of those movies where you could watch it either holiday. It is
Yeah.
technically a Thanksgiving movie, but you could also kind of watch it during Christmas and not be any worse for it.
I'd put that one down because it's just such a good movie.
There's the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion, which is not long to watch. It's kind of short. Charlie Brown Christmas, like that one is very different than other Christmas tales.
I really like that one. I still think it holds up. It's a very wholesome Christmas special, and not in the way that a lot of Christmas specials are. I just kind of like the whole subject matter where it's like, yeah, we really hate like the commercial side of Christmas. Here's like what Christmas is really about, and then it's like they're actually kind of like being really wholesome. I'm like, you know what? I really like this. Oh boy. So what is everyone else up to tonight? I see your illustration is coming along rather nicely there, Animated Moon.
Yes, the arm's actually almost done here, which will be nice. I'm gonna probably finish that up, and then I'm gonna work on this piece some more because I need to finish this up for Halloween.
Yeah, I love how it's turning out. It looks really great. So Frederick, what page are you working on in your comic? What number is it?
So this is a double-page spread. Yeah, it's 12 and 13.
And how many pages is your comic in total?
24.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're making good progress.
Yeah, I'm getting back to penciling after this one, and it's a page with the bad guys, so it's going to be like one of the most fun to draw because it's going to be like full of, kind of evil ambiance and tension there.
Oh,
you
hell
remember
yeah.
The Bill Murray Christmas Carol movie?
Yeah, I love that movie, Scrooged.
Yeah. Where
That's a really fun movie, and it's basically half of the movie is just Bill Murray being an asshole,
yes.
but it's
I
still
just love
fun.
how he's like filming the Christmas special, and he has like the one artist, and she just wants her tits out, and they're like, "We cannot do this." Like, what the fuck? It's supposed to be airing to families. What else?
Also, Muppets
movie-
Christmas Carol is a good one.
Oh,
Oh
that's-
yeah,
it's like one of the best adaptations of that story.
It is. I think it is.
Like,
which adaptation
unironically.
are we talking about?
The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, I for a second I thought you guys were talking about the adaptation with George C. Scott playing as Ebenezer Scrooge.
Of course, we're gonna throw Ernest P. Worrell.
No, this is the Scrooge is played by what the guy playing Batman's butler, I think.
Oh,
Is it?
Batman, 1989 Batman.
That
Tim
is
Burton.
basically a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. It takes
Oh,
place.
Batman Returns, you mean?
No, Batman.
Well, Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
All right,
That-
I'm not. I am
Hold
voting for Batman Returns because we get to see Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie.
Yes.
Hold up. Does if I remember correctly, Batman as well also takes place during
I don't
Christmas.
think so.
Come
'cause
on, Billy,
Batman,
you can't take away Michelle Pfeiffer from us.
Batman Returns is the one that has snow in every scene. It looks like a snow globe almost. That movie. It's also got Christopher Walker as the evil mayor.
Yeah. I know Batman Returns. I'm just trying to remember if also the first one it took place during Christmas as well.
So many innuendos in that movie. Like,
Oh yeah,
absolute
Penguin
tons.
giving the flipper.
I
Penguin
love
is
whenever
so
he
good.
just walks in on Catwoman. He's like, "There's the pussy I've been looking for."
Danny DeVito is so good in that film, man. It's like he steals the show.
He really does. You got a lot of great performances in that movie. I still really like the 1989 Batman film, but I really like Batman Returns. That movie is so much fun.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, and I actually don't think I've seen it all the way through before.
Both movies are pretty raunchy.
Have you not seen Batman Returns all the way through?
I don't think so. I've seen the 1989 Batman, but not the sequel.
Is your world open, Otter?
Yeah, it's open.
I can't.
Come down here and face me.
This is turning into a Minecraft stream now.
Why can't I see it? I'm showing it. Mark, I'm going. Turn off where it has to be invite only.
No, I didn't change anything about it.
Send an invite.
All right. I'll send an invite real quick. How does that work in Minecraft? Am I just sending it over Xbox?
Yeah, you just send. I think you just send the invite.
I think I noticed when I joined it was LAN for me.
Oh, wait. What the fuck? Invite to game is just grayed out. Well, that's incredibly strange. Huh.
Are you playing on Bedrock?
Yeah.
Let me check, actually.
I'm currently on it.
That'll work.
On Bedrock.
I don't know. It's not popping up for me. Show me where I'm going.
Hold up.
But God, the worst thing was we had Michelle Pfeiffer for Catwoman. Then we got Halle Berry. Then they picked the worst one, which was what's her name? Anne Hathaway.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
In
don't
what?
get me started about Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I never watched those ones.
It was the Dark Knight Rises
Oh gosh, that
Yes.
movie.
as Catwoman.
I don't even really care about that. I remember I watched that when I was in high school and I was over at some friend's house, and oh my gosh, we watched like 3 or 4 movies,
Oh, there-
and oh my word, I was so bored watching that movie. It was
I watched
such
it
a
in
boring
theaters.
movie.
a kid end up convincing my mother to take me. It's like, oh yeah. Watching the movie now, it has not aged well.
No, it was
No.
it was a terrible movie.
Sure was.
I remember just being like, why in the world is freaking Batman in a hole for
I mean,
5 hours?
it can't be worse than the Clooney movies with like Jim Carrey and.
I would
Arnold
rather
Schwarzenegger.
watch. I would rather watch those because at least there's an entertainment factor to it.
I don't know. Batman and Robin was still pretty bad. Batman
I mean,
Forever,
that's-
I can
yeah.
enjoy. I can
Dude,
enjoy Batman
The
Forever.
nipples on the costume are so wrong.
Batman, you're very retarded, Batman. You merely adopted the shadows.
Oh my gosh!
I think Batman and Robin just propelled Nostalgia
I
Critic
was
into
born
like
in it.
internet fame with the back credit card scene.
Oh my gosh!
Don't you know that, Batman?
Stay cool, bird boy.
Oh wait, doesn't Batman and Robin take place during Christmas? No, it doesn't because it takes place in like I think summer. He just wanted to bring an early Christmas to everyone. You know, he's being a real good guy.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
You know, like I don't hate that Arnold was playing, Victor Freeze.
I didn't either. I thought it was okay. It's just the movies got progressively worse in my opinion after Batman Returns. I think that was the point where everybody was kind of collectively agreeing, yeah, this is kind of dumb now.
I think the worst casting choices in them movies was what's her name as fucking Batgirl? Barbara.
Yeah, I still thought George Clooney was not a good choice as Batman.
He wasn't. The worst ones were Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Oh yeah.
That's not a good movie, but I can still have fun watching it.
Yeah, but I did not like Jim Carrey in the movie. As the Riddler, I was like,
Whenever I watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was reminded a lot of Batman Forever. Like with Electro and everything. He felt like Jim Carrey from Batman Forever.
I thought you were like mentioning fucking Raimi's Spider-Man 2. I'm like, how dare you?
No.
No.
I'm talking like the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man movies. The second one is terrible. It's a fun kind of terrible, but it's still bad.
Yeah, Doc Ock in Raimi's Spider-Man 2 was fucking great. Like,
Oh my
really good.
well,
Oh, I love Doc Ock in that movie.
that movie in general is just like that's such a solid movie. Like it's one of those things where it's like this is what even like superhero movies used to be, right? Like it feels like a movie, if that makes sense, as opposed to like I don't know, some weird like eye candy, just visual stimulation. You know, it's just stimulation.
Right. The first movie I still really enjoyed from Sam Raimi. It had a lot of rough edges though. The second movie is just solid writing all around, pretty much.
Yeah,
Maybe with the exception of MJ.
Yeah.
Like, the thing with Jim Carrey is he did not need to play the Riddler. It just didn't work. Too much for him. What was it? I still love here's things. The Raimi Spider-Man movies, the first two, do show their age in how they're shot and stuff and everything.
For me, it's more the first movie than the second.
No, even in the second one, like I can feel it. But you know what? I still love it. This thing, like, it doesn't ruin it for me when I notice it.
It's one of those things where and it's why I think people are kind of looking at the wrong things when someone critiques a movie and it's like, well, they did this part wrong, they did that wrong, and it's these very these technical things and whatnot. Because you can nitpick those things, but at the end of the day, for every bad movie that you can point to, like modern bad movie that has those things in it, I can point to a good movie that has those same things a lot of the time. And it's not about the technicality. It's usually about the sincerity or the execution, just the experience as a whole.
It's the heart and soul behind it.
Yeah.
Plus, that movie, the first one, has my favorite fight scene between the final fight scene between Green Goblin and Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Good. Where he's just fucking knocking Spider-Man through walls and shit, just beating at each other. I'm like, this is cool. I love this.
One of my favorite moments is whenever he's trying to act like he's just a regular. Why am I blanking on his name?
Are you talking about the house burning down?
No. I'm talking about the actual climax of the movie. Whenever whenever he's trying to act human again, like nothing's actually bothering him. Like he's trying to appeal to Peter Parker's sense of mercy, and then all of a sudden you've got his flyer just kind of going up behind him, about to stab him in the back. He jumps up just in the amount of time, and my favorite bit is whenever you see Willem Dafoe go, "Oh," and then he gets rammed straight through.
Oh my god! I need
It's the
to
best bit of like dark comedy in a very serious moment.
Well, I mean, that would be like an actual, like, realistic reaction to your.
I know,
plan.
but it's just
Yeah.
really good directing.
We're gonna say Umbrella.
No, it's just getting frustrated.
She's getting angry. Well, I do actually love the scene where he traps Spider-Man. Like he has a bird. He burns down a building to get Spider-Man to go there, and he disguises himself as like an old grandma.
Oh yeah, I forgot
It's-
about that.
Which has, by the way, the CGI in that scene was actually still think is really good. Where he's throwing the what are they, like the little spinning blade drone things?
Certain CGI
Goblin
effects in
rings.
those movies have aged
Goblin
very
rings.
well.
The goblin ring. It's like the scene's still great. And you know you can't replace what's his name as Jane Jonah Jameson.
Oh yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, you like you can't replace him. He is him. Yeah. He owned it.
Absolutely perfect for the role.
Wrangler said, "I'm something of a shishko kebab myself." Too bad. Sony should just give Raimi, just let him make a Spider-Man 4 at this point. It'd make money. Like it'd do very well.
It really would.
Yeah.
I like the because I think we had like part of the original script for what Spider-Man 4 was supposed to be.
I feel really bad for Sam Raimi and a lot of those movies because it's like every movie he's tried making that's a superhero film after Spider-Man 2, it just sounds like he's getting fucked over by the studio.
Well, he got fucked over by the Doctor Strange one. Like he didn't really have any input or anything he could do.
Right.
Which
Well,
was-
that's kind of going back to what I was saying in regards to like how movies are made nowadays, where it's like, no, you're not here to make a movie. You're just here to so we can slap your name on it, get back behind the in the dugout, basically.
You're here just for name recognition, that's it.
Yeah, because everything's a brand nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally casting the directors. There was one little-known director that was hired by Disney, and she was just a black woman, and it was like literally for the publicity. Oh, first woman director, and I think they fired her later.
Probably.
I know they're what was it, the Harley Quinn movie? They hired a
Birds of
director.
Prey.
Yeah, they hired a director who doesn't know how to fucking shoot action scenes or anything for this action movie. Like, good job. And they had to bring in the dudes from John Wick to fucking film the scenes.
That's DC because Marvel doesn't let their directors do the action scenes. The action scenes are done by in-house. So they'll bring in their cast directors, and they'll have like, I guess, a little bit of input during the drama scenes and all that, the acting, the civilian pedestrian scenes, but all the action is always done by in-house, from what I understand.
Well, wasn't it something where they were, I think, using, or it's suspected that they're using AI for the movies? Like,
Oh, they 100% are now. It's in some capacity or another.
something like
I don't
that.
know exactly how, but
They've used it for promo images. I mean, famously, was it Mandalorian? Was it season 2 that was teased with an AI image?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. No, I know what you're talking about. No, I think it was the movie. That
Oh,
was.
okay, it's teasing the movie with the AI image.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you saying like a Mandalorian movie?
Well, they're making a Mandalorian movie apparently
Yeah.
because it's the only thing that's paying the bills for Star Wars
Babe,
right now.
starring Baby Yoda.
I don't think it's not paying the bills anymore now.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
but
but
it's all they've got at this point.
Yeah,
So
like
they're gonna-
yeah, didn't do well. It's the same track record. Like they got okay viewership, and then it just plummeted as it kept going. I think I agree with Razor. Star Wars is a damaged brand right now.
Oh, 100%.
Like you gotta just let it rest.
Yeah, and I don't
can't
think
do
it's not. If it's to be brought back in a proper way, it won't be current Lucasfilm that'll bring it back. We'll have to like burn it fucking to the ground and start Star Wars by some people who were true fans and who's going to respect that. Probably just redo a good team that would bring
What happened?
the EU to
This-
fruition.
It's my window fucking up. I'm restarting really quick.
Oh no!
Because despite Star Wars being like damaged to the point that it's almost dead, it's so good, the originals. There was such an impact that if especially a new team came in and did it right, within a certain amount of time people would come back and flock back, and the good word would spread as quickly as the bad word spread nowadays.
You know, it's still so funny from my perspective as like a not really a Star Wars fan, but I've seen a lot of the, I've seen a lot of it. Well, okay, that used to be a true statement, but they've made so much garbage since then that like, no, I really haven't now. I've maybe seen half, if that. But it's just so funny to me, like, because as far as like the Star Wars I like goes, I look at it the same way I look at like freaking Flash Gordon or something. Like it's from the 70s, you know. They're old movies. They're enjoyable old movies, and that's all they really are to me.
Like I can go back and watch the originals and prequels, no problem. Okay, I don't care about any of Disney's new shit or
I
any of
can't
that.
even watch the prequels. Even the prequels are not canon in my head.
All right, Otter, I'm not able to join again now. Still not.
I may have to restart my PC, so I'm gonna have to jump off here for a second. I think it's my PC that's fucking up. There's some weird stuff going on with my game client. So I'll be back in just a second, guys.
All right. Ooh, boy.
We have to do this wheel thing also for the May the 4th next year. I know it's a bit early, but
We just put all the shitty Disney ones. on
Yes.
everyone.
oh, another Christmas movie that we forgot. The Star Wars holiday special.
Oh my
Shut up.
gosh.
That's how it is.
I watched it. It's on YouTube.
I watched it with riff tracks. It didn't make it that much better. I mean, it was funny, but oh my gosh, it was painful.
It's not good. It is painful. It's you're like suffering through it, despite
I'm good.
You're like 30 seconds in, you're like, oh, it's cute. Like they got these chewy Wookiees that are like talking to each other in original Wookiee. It's nice, very immersive. Then you're like, holy shit, how much of this are there?
It just keeps going.
They're
Also-
playing with the toys and the shoo, shoo, shoo.
So, also, didn't it like slightly confirm that Chewbacca's like a nudist from that? Because his family was wearing like clothes, like 90s clothes. Aren't
Oh,
they?
the mom's got an apron.
That's it. Yeah, they're all kind of just. They
Which one
don't
was-
really wear anything. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it was. It was like maybe it was like a promo image or something like that. And Chewie's the only one who's not wearing any clothes.
Yeah, like I'm seriously, there's either a different special or something that George did where you meet like Chewie's family, and Chewie's family are wearing like 90, like very stereotypical 90s like clothes, and you're
Mhm.
like, hold up, so you're telling me Chewbacca's just a fucking nudist weirdo?
Yeah, that was something else. I don't know what it is, but I know what you're talking about. It wasn't related to the holiday special, but I'm pretty sure it does exist.
I don't know, but it was just George. How do you do this 3 times in a row? By the way, like you had the special, you had the Ewok one.
The Ewoks, I liked it when I was a kid. Like the Ewok TV shows, there's 2 of them with the little girl. They're good for a kid.
And
I know it was a movie. I don't remember if it was a show.
I think it was TV movies.
all right, Billy, can you see it now?
All right, that's the animation done. Well, I still need to do like the eyes and stuff like that, but
Umbrella, is it showing for you? Yeah, it's showing for her, but it's not showing for me. Like, what the fuck?
Huh. I don't know what's going on there necessarily. I just started it up.
No, yeah. Let me fucking exit off of mine. Let's see if it's
Yeah,
actually-
try and rejoin. The problem that kept happening with mine was my mouse cursor wasn't locked to the game. So if I turned too much to the right and clicked, my mouse was actually trying to click somewhere in the other monitor, and it was constantly causing it to tab out.
That's some pretty good flow you got there, Animated Moon.
yeah, it came out good. Actually, I really like how this came out. The arm looks solid. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. That's exactly how I wanted it to go. I'll work on the eyes another time. For now, I wanna do some inking.
It's not showing you, but it's showing that you're on the Xbox thing. So,
Actually, I need to do some like little.
are you in the game right now?
Yeah, I'm in the game right now.
Are you? Are you still able, or can you send an invite if it has the option?
Let me check.
I don't know why it's doing this shit right now.
It's weird what it's
It's
doing.
Bedrock
Yeah, I
edition.
can't invite you. Oh, I know what's causing this issue. It's going into Minecraft whenever I have it's going into Window G, like the actual Xbox menu. That's what unlocks the cursor from the game. What the? Oh, I know what that problem is now. That's incredibly strange.
Ugh, Microsoft, you shitty ass company.
This is getting
Friggin'
very
terrible.
annoying.
That's why I just play Java when I do play Minecraft.
Yeah, but I don't
Unfortunately,
have
Java doesn't go to consoles.
Ah, no, it does not.
I don't have cons or PC yet, so, or gaming PC. I got a laptop, but I ain't running no games. I
That
think I
is
watched
what's
one of your
causing it.
shorts today on the finding the true middle.
Oh yeah, I forgot that thing posted.
I saw it.
I set it up to post, and I completely forgot that I told it to post. I'm curious how that's doing. I was gonna share it around. Oh dang! I think I got subscribers from that.
So it's you going from the corners and then intersecting it, and that's how you find the middle and perspective,
Oh,
right?
God.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I'll be back just one more second. Billy,
I'll be
fucking hell. If you tell me to, like, go into that Microsoft menu one more time, that's what's fucking up my game.
The thing is, we never had this problem before. For some reason, it's doing this yet.
I think it's signing me out of my account. That's what it is. I'll be right back.
Also, Wrangler wants the anime eye drawing that you did. You know, say it was so beautiful. Seeing the galaxy-sized eyes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I didn't keep that. What's really funny is when I drew those eyes, I was actually thinking of an episode of Outer Limits, the classic 1963 series.
You know what you should draw for Halloween one as well? It's the skeletons, but it's all like the anime giant skulls. They're like, terrorizing.
Um,
Anime
from
girls.
what? Oh, yeah, I see. Oh my gosh.
Instead of normal skeletons, it's that. A true
Oh,
nightmare.
Oh my gosh, that'd be weird.
What are you drawing right now? This is different than what you were drawing earlier, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, so this is the I've got the ink done for the characters. This is the trick or treat piece I was working on, where they're all dressed up as different characters. I still need to do the bag full of like candy and toothpaste and junk.
Oh, yeah. It can't be candy. It's just got to be toothpaste, like tooth floss, this other stuff.
Oh, he has candy in there, but he has like everything in there.
Yeah, that's why they're all like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's just like, where did you get that?
Well, hello, Adam. Uh-oh. Your mic.
Oh, did my mic go out?
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay. It might have just stuttered there for a second.
Umbrella.
Yes.
Say hello.
Hello.
You filthy Mongolian.
Billy, try it now.
Ah, there we go, Sean.
Yep. What it was is it wasn't signing me into the Microsoft account, so it wasn't showing up for you. That's why.
It's so fucking retarded.
And every time I alt-tabbed into Windows game mode, it would unlock my cursor permanently, so it would have that problem to where if I went too much right or left, it would actually click off of the game.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So Microsoft's game service is very buggy. Very buggy.
Like everything they make.
Tell me about it with their fucking cloud saving stuff that forces you to use on all the games.
Yep.
And that's how I lost. I don't know. I was at the end of Act 2. Lost all my progression. That playthrough. Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh boy.
Wasn't happy.
There goes all of that progress.
Yeah, I was like, oh. Because it overwrites all of it, so. Because it's not actually saved to the console itself.
Mm-hmm.
To the cloud. It's so stupid.
That's incredibly stupid.
I can't wait to fucking eventually afford money to build a gaming PC and just be done.
It is worth it.
Like, don't want to deal with them. Tired of Microsoft.
I just realized something.
You're pretty much not paying like tons of money for a new PC after that point, unless something is just really fucking up with your current PC. It's more you're just upgrading a graphics card every here or there.
Well, I'll eventually start building one. I'm going to. I'm just tired of consoles in general. All their bullshit.
That was pretty much me whenever it came to the PS4, Xbox One situation. I went, you know what? I can choose between either of these very crummy options, or I can just go PC.
That's what I said when the next generation came out. Because I got an Xbox One and I did use it for stuff, but like eventually, especially once Microsoft was like, yeah, like the Master Chief Collection's coming to PC, like everything's coming to PC. It's like, okay.
It's like, why do I even have an Xbox at that point?
Yeah. It's like I'm going to have a nice computer because of the things I do. I might as well just use that.
Right. It gives you more than a few reasons to actually swap over to a PC. Not only can you run a lot more games, you can also do a lot more with different arts and different skills. So that's definitely a big boon.
Alright, I fix that. I actually had fucked up part on the top part. Plus, I can have mods and other shit in games. I don't have to worry about do all that.
The only thing I have against PC gaming is it isn't plug and play like consoles a lot of the time.
Especially since Microsoft has been screwing up their operating systems, especially.
Well, especially if you're trying to play older games, it can be a bit of a process.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's why I have a legacy machine, though.
Granted, a lot of games have really good communities around them that have already worked out a lot of the headaches for you. So that is definitely a plus, but it can get very annoying just in general.
Yeah.
Thing is, we're in the age of the internet, so like, I think what was it like? Stormcrow was asking like modding on KOTOR, and I was like, I just sent him a video that tells you how to do it, how to set it up and stuff.
Well, the thing is, like, unless you're playing KOTOR on PC all the time, you're most likely not going to know how to do that.
To what? Look up a video and watch it?
On modding for KOTOR specifically, it could be a unique situation with how to actually mod the game.
Yeah,
every game has their own like mod support or lack thereof. It just depends.
So specifically with KOTOR, you have like extensive videos that will walk you through what you need to download and have for it.
I had a skeleton sniping me the entire night.
Alright, I think this is it for my building. This temporary case.
I can't see it past the tree wall.
You know what?
Your tree wall.
And you paid for it. That's right, I built a tree wall by accident. It's like fucking enormous. Are you trying to make it where you can see everyone's house?
No, I just wanted a good vantage point of the world.
Just trying to be a peeping Tom, Otter.
Oh yeah, I see. I see now. That is no bueno, Umbrella.
No bueno.
Let me take a look. Alright, this came out decent. Not the best thing I built, but not the worst.
Just the circumstances of life.
Tis true, tis true.
Tis very true.
That's a very happy looking pumpkin. Too happy.
It's a little pumpkin light.
Yes,
I had to put up some
The little pumpkin who could.
pumpkins. Good. What, become a pie?
All right,
Yeah.
Frederick, let's look at yours a little bit more.
All right. So it it's coming along nice and slow. You got started blocking out some buildings, got the outlines on there, and I'm trying to do the outline of all this corner area so I can just block out the black there. And it's going to start to pop slowly and surely. Screwed up the drawing of the windows the first time around, so I'm fixing this area here. And,
You know, Frederick, I'm going to be honest with you.
were you ever not?
You know, you kind of disappoint me. You're like disrespecting the 3D asset game, you know, by actually drawing these buildings.
No. This is a 3D asset, I swear. So what I did is I took Google Earth of the Montreal University here, and I chose the right angle, took a screenshot. So it's actually a screenshot of Google Earth in, 3D mode. And then I used a projector to project onto the drawing table, and I traced the background.
Yeah, but you didn't take a literally 3D image and then put a filter over it, then put your character over it.
No, I'm a little bit
Very much different.
too insane. Yeah. No, I know.
Can you call yourself a true artist?
That's right. Umbrella, show your house real quick.
Show my house.
Are you trying to dox her there?
Yeah, that's
It's a
right. Show
little
your-
creepy.
Now give us your social security. Oh, hold up. She was getting blown up by every creeper every day. Isn't that right, Umbrella?
Hey, you got boned yesterday, so
Hi-yo.
Ayo.
I forgot what happened to Otter.
What happened to
Oh,
me?
yeah, he had a bunch of zombies come up on him.
It was not very pleasant, I have to admit.
Oh, my God, you're using a turd.
Oh my god.
It looked like poo.
oh, this.
All right. Be right back real quick.
I can't help but think of like flesh or something whenever I see this pink color I'm using.
We got a very disturbing household, I must say.
Well, I needed a bright color for the rooftop because the rest of my house is dark. Oh, oops.
I mean, it is the right color because that's kind of the roof, so you basically would see clay tablets or something. Clay, what do you call it?
Tiles.
Clay tiles.
But there is another word for it, isn't there? Shingles, maybe?
Oh yeah.
And there we are. The renovations are complete. My house just got a dark makeover. It's looking pretty utterly fantastic.
Oh, did you cross over to the dark side?
Yes, I did.
What did
Good.
you turn off the lights or what?
Well, my house was made of cobblestone before. Now it's made of deep slate bricks, which is way cooler looking.
Oh yeah.
I think I made a house out of deep slate bricks at some point.
Oh, good. I have another stack.
There we are.
I'm building this roof up, but then I realized that I'm probably going to have to put something on the inside or just a ton of torches so there isn't like mobs spawning. up in
No,
this
it makes
space.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to have torches on the top of your house.
Well, on the top, as well as like, I'm not filling up like the space because this roof is like tiered up. Does that make sense?
No, it makes
So-
perfect sense.
So there's like an empty space in between because I don't want to use that many resources for it.
You see, guys, we are being artistic just in a different way.
I know Billy Bob was going on about me taking forever building stuff, but I want it to look good, and why waste resources whenever I can just live in a dirt hut like a normal
Sometimes things
artist and
have to look a little rough in order for them to look really nice.
yeah.
That's why I have a hard time playing Minecraft, because it's like, yes, I just got done drawing for 4 hours.
Time to be
Time to
creative.
time to go do more creative things. It's like, nah.
Yeah, I drew before this stream, just for stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna draw again.
I actually did the body of this animation earlier today. So I got that out of the way, and then I did the rest of it tonight, aside from the eyes.
It's been a rather creative week for me in particular, mostly because it's been a number of things. Some of it's been drawing projects, others it's been coding projects, and then writing, of course. So it's been a little all over the place. That said, it's been very enjoyable.
Yeah, I use Minecraft to get in, have some fun. Cycles to play this game.
Yeah, I know sometimes Minecraft can be a little tough to get into. Then there's other times where it's just very pleasant. It just depends on what's happening, really.
Mm-hmm.
I usually slow down when I get done with like the build project. Basically, that's what happened on our other world. I had to take a break from because
I always thought that Minecraft was like code for drug dealers. I didn't know people actually played it.
well, there's a scientific study saying kids play Minecraft like a lot. So evidently they yearn for the mines.
Yeah, let's build
Hey,
something
kids.
right out
You want
here.
to play Minecraft in real life?
You want to play Minecraft?
Oh man!
Oh my
Got
god!
the
Someone
good
needs to do
stuff
like
right
a,
here.
like a cyberpunk spoof ad. That's basically that.
I'd expect that would be Mr. Beast's next big video.
Oh God.
Might as well,
Oh, and I just encountered the wind spirits.
Oh, what?
Did you just say you farted?
Well, yes, but there's also wind spirits. And they're a little bit of a nuisance. Just a little bit.
Yeah, someone cursed this world. Like, we weren't getting them to spawn, and then they started spawning.
And they started spawning all over the place.
So you guys are all playing in a common world right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it a server you guys spawned up, or is it a public server?
So it's actually, I think it's peer-to-peer. So pretty much, if I just start up a world, everybody who's a friend can join. That's the nice thing about it. Which is so much better compared to what Minecraft used to be. It used to be a much bigger pain.
I don't know. Spinning up a server isn't too bad once you do it.
And
I mean,
I
you can
remember it
see
being a
those
little
are-
bit of a process. Anyway,
It's a bit of a process, but not horrible.
So,
back
Yeah,
in the
you
day,
can-
you had to like set up a VPN connection and everything to get it going. Or no,
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 you
it
wanted
was
to do
it was a
LAN.
VLAN connection. That's right.
VLAN connect. What in the world were you doing?
This was like whenever Minecraft was first released.
Oh, and it probably only had like local play. It didn't have the server
Yeah, it used to be a much bigger pain to
client.
set up.
Yeah. The server client's really convenient, actually. It's not bad at all.
Okay, so you were using the VLAN to make remote connections seem local.
Yes. That was how it
Interesting.
would work, because you had to spin up a local instance of a server on your machine. So you either had a Minecraft server instance running pretty much whenever your computer was online, or you had a separate computer for it. And then it was pretty much a whole process of setting up a VLAN connection just so everybody else could play with you.
As
Yeah,
you
it was-
Yeah.
It was a bit of a setup.
But that's how we got like web developers now. Like all those LAN parties, man. They made today's network engineers.
That's like probably.
Well, it's like the advantage
I-
and the disadvantage of PC gaming. It's like you can do a lot with PC gaming, but there's usually a bit of setup involved.
Yeah, how much time do you want to put into it? Actually,
Yeah.
I'm still amazed. So me and my brothers decided we were going to play the original Diablo on PC
Oh, nice.
together.
Oh.
And we're talking the original Diablo. So I have a legacy machine. It's a laptop from like 2004. I love it. It's a fantastic little machine. And it runs XP. It actually runs 98 and XP, but I'm running XP on it. And so I installed Diablo, right? And I'm working with my brother, and we're like, okay, like let's get into this. And so we get into it, and we're like, okay, we're gonna set up. We first set up a VPN that I can run from a server, and we can connect to it. And it's like, okay, boom, we are actually like seeing each other through this VPN, which is already incredible because he's running a machine that's running Windows 10, and I'm running XP, and we're able to see each other on the network. And then and then we're like, okay, let's try to get into a game. Let's set up a local game. And so we choose the local the LAN or whatever. And it's like, oh, do you want to run I can't remember the two choices. It's like dial-up or like modem or IPX.
Oh, man.
And it's like, what the frick is IPX? And it's like, IPX is not around anymore.
Oh.
so it's like, okay, what do we do? He's like, don't worry, I got this. And so what we did is we actually installed an IPX wrapper into the machine, like changed the registry to actually like convince it that IPX is still a thing. And miraculously, we actually managed to get a Windows 10 machine and a Windows XP machine to play Diablo together.
Oh my god.
I was so happy. I was amazed that it worked because usually we're at I mean, we worked on it for a few hours, but like usually we're at this for like half a day
Well,
trying to get to work.
I got to play through the original Diablo about a month or two ago, and I'd never played the original Diablo up until that point. I had a whale of a good time. I was expecting quite a few rough edges. There wasn't a whole lot, actually. The game is still perfectly playable.
See, it probably is single player.
Yeah,
But
single player.
Here's the problem with multiplayer. Enemies don't respawn and XP isn't shared.
Oh, okay.
So you kill everything and you gain maybe like a third of the levels that you're supposed to have gained.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the like Diablo single player, you're gaining just about the right amount of XP per level of the dungeon you're going through. Multiplayer, if it's getting split, that might be a problem.
It definitely was, and we learned that the hard way when we couldn't kill anything on the second level.
Then Animated Moon, and you had to look for a mod that can maybe have shared XP that they put in for the multiplayer.
I mean, we might look into something like that at some point. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able. So, for one thing, we need to find the time to actually like organize playing the game together. But for another, like, one of my brothers is probably I could probably get him back on board, but the other I don't know. He just wants to play Diablo 2, and I don't blame him.
Are you saying he's a lost cause at this point?
Possibly.
I'm sure there probably is someone made a mod.
Probably. I mean, it's Diablo 1, right? Like,
I think Diablo 1 also got it got ported over on GOG. That's another convenience. They had like a third-party dev try and get it over for modern PCs, which is that is a big help.
funny enough, my brother was able to play the original files. I can't remember if he had to patch them or not. I don't think he did, but he was able to play the original files just on Windows 10 itself. It worked. I think on compatibility mode, but it actually worked surprisingly well.
I think the actual like head creator of Diablo 1 was talking about how he was able to do that. Or no, he did it on like an XP machine or something. It was like an old laptop he got together. He was like doing a presentation about Diablo 1. He was like, oh yeah, so I also have the game here, which I was able to run on my old PC here, which I was actually like sweating and like with like excitement whenever I actually got it running. I was like, holy shit, it works.
Oh, Frederick, you didn't like the one female character a lot in the Thing from Another World, main love interest.
Is Frederick here?
I think
he might
he's
be.
away from.
I just got back.
Oh, welcome back.
What I
So
miss?
you mentioned before I think a couple of days ago with the one female character in the Thing from Another World.
Yeah.
You didn't like about her?
Yeah, I thought she was like kind of trouble in the story.
Explain.
I don't know. It's just a vibe.
I actually kind of liked her.
Same.
They sort of had this like it was a very like I don't know, it was like they were kind of like jabbing each other, but it was like very like playful flirting at the same time.
Or the way a couple would, yeah.
Yeah.
She has a huge role in the story because she's actually the one that gets him to come over to the camp, right? In the first place, she's the cause of him going there in the first place.
I can't remember now, actually.
Yeah, so she's kind of, I forget the details because I watched it last week, but I remember noticing that she kind of, she either falsified some info or she left something out that would cause him to come down to the camp and investigate something. And it was all her doing to get him down there to have her way with him, basically.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I do know there's an exchange of dialogue between them, but
It's all
I
subtext.
don't remember her like forcing him.
No, it's not a forcing him, but she maneuvers it. She manipulates the situation. I'd have to rewatch the opening scene to have like the exact dialogue, but that's what I remember from it.
I just remember the dialogue just being like, basically, hey, you need to like actually commit or shit with me or whatever. We had a thing going or something like that. I don't remember it being.
what did you guys think of the first like real conflict with the Thing, with the kerosene?
Oh, where they lit him on fire.
Yeah. It was
I was
way
actually
better
surprised.
than the Blob, where they do the fire extinguisher on the Blob. You're like, how lame is this? Fire's way better.
Yeah, let's just light the entire room on fire.
But it was cool.
It was
great.
really
No,
cool.
that is my favorite scene, and the way the door opens up and he's just standing in the light, and they just they're like, all right,
The rule of
shoot a
cool.
flare.
It's like, all right, now we're talking.
Exactly.
I mean, especially for the time, it's actually quite impressive to have the stuntman
Yeah, he
And it
had
was
a good
actually a
suit.
decently long scene that they had him on fire for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't like, oh, he lights on fire and then runs out of the room. No. He's actually still doing shit. Like, oh,
He's like on fire for quite some time.
yeah. It's like, that's pretty impressive, actually, for, what was the movie came out in 1950?
1951.
Yeah. Okay. To be honest, I don't really see that much for that long.
that's
No,
like
kind of one of the
6
guys.
years after World War II.
Well, and that's kind of a thing you need to keep in mind. Like a lot of these guys have military experience, right? Because so many young men fought in that conflict.
Yeah, they were like I said, like they're actually competent. Like they weren't fucking retarded like a lot of bad horror movies do.
More importantly, they actually feel like they've been in the military and not just like actors who are behaving like they've been in the military.
Yeah.
Also, black and white film always makes women look really pretty. Like, the main love
she was very pretty in that movie.
Well, yeah, but the 50s bras helped a little bit as well.
Well, it wasn't just the bra. She was actually a pretty lady.
Yeah, but it was also her attitude and demeanor was really good as well.
She wasn't simply a damsel in distress, which was nice.
And she was always bringing coffee.
Character work in general was really strong.
Beat an extraterrestrial nightmare.
Yeah, that is one thing I'll say is arguably better than John Carpenter's version. Is the character writing is really strong.
Right. That's the best part. I mean, you just dive right into the story and it flows. Like it doesn't feel like artificial, like the Blob. It felt sometimes that the performance didn't even fit the dialogue they were giving. Like it seems like they didn't rehearse in the Blob. It's a lot of issues with the dialogue, and this one is just like a finely tuned machine. They're putting on a show and it's flowing.
Oh yeah.
Also, it's a very well paced movie. The scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is a big deal because there were points in the Blob where I was bored. I'm not going to lie. A few scenes early on where I was like, this is actually kind of a boring scene.
You know what scene I liked? Where they were going through the manual about extraterrestrials and what they're supposed to do.
What?
Yeah, and he's like, what code is that? They're all just like, yeah, we know that one, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that code.
That was funny.
I like that scene.
I like the way that they respond whenever HQ contacts them and the remarks they make. It's like, it's a little too late for that.
So I love how basically the one dude's like, all right, we got reports from the general while y'all were doing all your other stuff, and it's just general's like, hey, can you respond? Hey, I haven't got a response. Hey, I need you to respond. Can you please respond?
Yeah, it was really funny actually.
That's part of what made it feel real. It felt like the real clunky work of the military.
Yeah, it was like the incompetent kind of general, kind of just like nagging them.
Meanwhile, they're having to actually fix this problem.
More than anything, you just get the sense that, like, whoever wrote this, or I'm willing to bet a lot of the actors too, they were actually in the military and they were bringing a lot of that experience over. That's what it felt to me.
I mean, that's like I was saying, after World War II, you had all these young men who had been in the military, right? And so, yeah, plenty of them were able to bring that experience over into productions because, they were all, like, anyone who became an actor probably was in the military at one point.
Yeah, including the writers as well, probably. And
probably.
The actors were not super young. Like, they they were of age 6 years previously as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Some of them were older. I think the younger ones were like maybe their late 20s. It looked like
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
like the dude who he's the one who came up with the plan for the electric trap to burn the plant.
Mhm.
Right. And now it's time to make a whole bunch of stone.
But like I said, them being smart, like dude's like, yeah, like we're not gonna defrost this fucking alien so you can research it and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
we're gonna wait for like actual orders and stuff and all this
Yeah.
other stuff.
That's the first thing that reminded me of Alien. It's that scientist versus military. Hey, we gotta kill this threat, and the scientists are like, "No, this is a bioweapon. We need to control it."
Are you talking about the first Alien film where it was Wayland Yutani who had it like prime directive with
You see it in the first, and it comes back in the fourth.
yeah, but that wasn't I mean, you can substitute the military for, but that was Wayland Yutani itself.
Oh, the corporation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, still substitute it for the military.
Well, it's this. Yeah, the scientists versus the people who are trying to survive and protect humanity.
Mhm.
But I also love how the journalist dude, he actually brought up like this fucking creature might have like, you know, organisms on it from its planet, which if we thaw it out, you know, we don't have no
Mhm.
clue.
I mean, he added a good, interesting.
Direct-
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there. But you're right. He did add a good dimension to the balance of the scenes as well, because he was like adding a whole new, like, we got to get this information out. We got to tell the world this is incredible what's happening, and then he's seeing the whole story flop before him. Like the military.
Well, I just like the fact that it's like he's not a one-note journalist character, and it seems like we see that so much in movies. It's like
Mhm.
we see a lot of journalist characters that are either just like the nosy asshole or the sympathetic hero. It's one or the other, and this one, it found a nice middle ground while also giving him quite a bit of depth.
Listen, he just wanted to take one photo of the creature so he can have something.
Mhm.
He didn't
Well,
engage
he actually
people's
has like a
life with that
character
photo
arc.
either.
Like by
Dude,
the
he-
end, he's pretty well convinced. It's like, yeah, we don't want this thing getting out.
He should have just put a potato sack on somebody and just taken a photo of himself in the mirror with a potato sack, and it would have been the same as that creature, you know?
Well, I do like the part where when they're fighting it and he gets knocked over and stuff, and they're like, "Did you get your picture?" And he's like, "No, I kind of just got my like feet up in the air while I got knocked on my Easter," you know. I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't have like a multi-shot like Kodak yet. These are like these are mechanical cameras operated manually.
I need to remember what Trick or Treat is about.
I don't think I've watched Trick or Treat actually.
I think I've
That'll
watched
be
it.
interesting.
I've watched it. I don't remember what it's about. I remember liking it. That much is I recall.
Yeah, I don't. Do you remember Animated Moon? Who picked Trick or
I-
Treat?
I didn't pick it. The only experience I have with this film is when I watched. Jeez, this was like years and years ago now, like 15 plus years ago. It was an ad at the beginning of the DVD for 300. And that's it. That's the only thing I've seen of the movie.
So it
remember
must
just
have
being
been
weird.
Kage picked.
Yeah, it must have been Tenkage.
Tinkog, you greedy little fuck. You gotten 2 of your movie picks. Listen, I'm starving over here. I need Alien. Mainly because I know what drawing I'm going to have for it. Like, that.
I mean, no one's stopping you from drawing it, even though before the movie, regardless if we watch the movie or not.
Listen. But what happens if we get Alien? Then I'm like, fuck, I have no drawing for it now.
No, you're like, well, yeah, I already drew this 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I can't show it off a second time,
Yeah, you can. It's called.
You're not thinking like an artist.
Yeah, you're totally not marketing it. This is a revamped edition, recolored, rescanned,
Remastered.
I'll say this, Frederick. I think you're really gonna love it. I think you're gonna get a good laugh out of it.
Well, Tenkage's was funny the other time. He had aliens in it.
Oh yeah, that was the Jism one.
The Jism one, yeah.
This might be related to Jism. That's all I'll say.
Oh, I know. With the egg in space, no one can hear you come.
No. In space, no one can hear you. NDA.
That's
And I'm gonna
actually
have
good.
Jism actually kind of drawn as like a face hugger,
Oh,
coming out, like just poking out of the egg. Listen, it's perfect. It's fantastic. Fucking wind spirits.
They're
Really?
spawning all of a sudden.
Umbrella.
What?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What even causes those?
They usually spawn. They're just a mob spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they spawn in like wind. Shit. Plain biomes causes the wind spirits to spawn, but for some reason, like they weren't spawning, but now they are all of a sudden on the mountainous. I don't know. But I think it's about time for us to wrap up this stream.
Hold on. I gotta talk about my new pen that I bought first.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, hear about your
Do
new
it.
pen.
So there's this fat. Well, I got these ones that I've been using today, which are Faber-Castell, and there's this big black fat one. Sorry, phrasing. That's been costing it costs about $20. Like, it's super expensive. I was like, this is way too expensive. But for commissions, I'm thinking I want to get some better blacks than just the Sharpie one, so I ordered it. Now I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh no, are you saying that you're buying blacks?
Phrasing.
Buying better blacks?
It's a
Yeah.
big black.
Are you
brush
saying
pen.
all your other blacks are worn out?
No, because see,
This joke gets darker and darker.
I've lost all
I didn't see
will to
Tinkage.
continue argument.
Tinkage, how long has he been there?
What's up, everybody?
gosh.
Hey, welcome
Hi.
to
Hey,
Tinkage.
Tinkage.
Oh my god, I think he was there.
I've just been
Quite
chilling.
the
man.
interesting time to join the stream.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't know, like 15 minutes, but I'm doing stuff.
All right,
That's
all
all
right.
good.
We're not going to wrap it up right now. We're going to let it go for a little bit longer. So Tinkage-
We're gonna wrap it up now, starting with Tenkage. Tenkage, give us your.
Yeah. See you
Good
later.
Give us the outro.
Bye.
thoughts
Yeah.
on the thing from another world.
Oh, I liked it. I loved it way more than the Blob. So, I will. The 80s Blob is much better than the 50s Blob, I think. But this movie was a lot of fun. I had actually never seen it before, and I like these older like black and white films. So I had a good time. Margaret Sheridan looked great, didn't she? The girl that plays Nikki.
You talking about the main love interest?
Yeah.
She was.
She was very good looking.
Yeah.
But
She
black
had,
and white.
I do agree with. I heard a little bit of you guys chat, and I do agree with Frederick that she's trouble, but the right kind of trouble, I guess.
That's right. No,
Listen,
I do like
Frederick's
her
fixing to
character.
go to El Salvador, and he thinks that woman was crazy.
It's like that's only the tip of the
That's neat.
Hey,
iceberg.
you got to be careful nowadays, man. It's like
Yeah.
Expecting to find out what some spice means. Yeah.
dangerous.
The dialogue and the characters were great. And I thought the pacing was pretty good, but it kind of got a little fast. Once the creature thaws out, it moves pretty quickly. But
You
like
barely
it.
get to see it, and that's kind of my big issue. It's like you're not. I don't think you're given enough screen time with it.
yeah, Yeah, I wouldn't say I watch a lot of comedy horror films, but I do like horror with comedy. So I thought there was a lot of good banter and like comedy in the movie. Definitely laugh out loud moments, like the reporter. He keeps telling what's the captain Patrick, the guy, the main guy. He keeps telling him like throughout the movie, like, you're not looking so good to me right now. And then later, like when he tells him he can file his report, he's like, oh, you're looking a lot better to me now. Like just the old dialogue was fun. I liked it.
There was a really good back and forth banter. I
Yeah.
really liked that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a lot of like Animated Moon was saying, a lot of guys you could tell they had military experience, so that just made it more authentic. And probably not by choice, but they had authentic, competence and incompetence throughout the movie. So I liked it.
Did you see any parallels with the Alien franchise? A little bit.
Yeah, I thought, like Billy said, when they when he's like, yeah, we're gonna find out what's going on before we just start, poking and prodding this thing. That was the classic of the scientist is, oh, but what can we learn from it? It's like, no, burn that thing with kerosene.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, kill it with fire. Burn the whole place down if you have to.
Go.
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only
But-
way to be sure.
The only time that I had to laugh was the ending when he gets electrocuted, which looked awesome. But the Dr. Carrington, the scientist, runs up to him and he's like, "You're the wisest thing on the planet," and he like slowly walks into a very obvious trap after being told not to.
Yeah,
So-
it's like I was expecting him to get killed straight up.
Yeah. So that was fun though. I'm a big fan of the Kurt Russell thing, the John Carpenter thing. I think a lot of people who like science fiction horror are, but yeah, this one was good, and you could see a lot of the things that were carried over. I know it comes from a novel. What is it? Who Goes There?
Yeah,
Thing?
who goes there?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to read that now. I think I know it's like
Yeah,
originated in a magazine, but I'm pretty sure you could probably get it in some kind of book form.
it is one of those stories where it's like you can tell it was based off a novella. It kind of has that sort of like 1950s pulp writing aspect
Yeah.
to it. I got a similar feeling whenever I watched Forbidden Planet. I'm like, I feel like I'm reading a pulp novella.
Mhm.
For sure. Yeah, so I'll have my drawing for it next week. I just gotta love surprise Saturdays. So something came up, but luckily I'm back a little early and was able to hop in. So
Sweet.
yeah. How do your drawings go? I think I saw a little bit of them earlier.
Yeah, I just like blocked out a huge parts of black in this cityscape. So
Mhm.
it's
Looks
moving
great,
along.
man.
I'm trying to get the city done before I get cracking on the character.
Yeah,
Keeping that for last,
I'm
probably.
right.
yeah.
So, Tenkage,
Hmm.
you got another pick. You picked Trick or Treat, right?
Yeah.
That's the movie. for
Is that the one that nice? That's
Well,
a
I got-
fun one. It's not a perfect movie. It's better than The Blob, but there's like four little it's like an anthology. I think it's like four little short stories. Basically, they're all connected.
Yeah, I think I watched it a very long time ago. I absolutely do not know what it's about at all.
Yeah, there's like and I know there's people that I'll probably wrong about some of this, but there's like the spirit or like the avatar of Halloween. He's that little kid with the burlap sack over his head, and he's sort of like the every time he shows up, like something bad happens. Basically, he's always around bad stuff, So it kind of reminds me of what is it, Paranoia Agent, the anime, like how that.
Oh yeah,
That guy's
I've heard
always
of that
around.
one.
Yeah, the little
The
rollerblader kid. What's his name? I can't remember.
the
The little
a
spirit.
roller bat. Yeah,
Yeah. Man, I can't
What
remember.
is
I'm
the
gonna look
name that they?
I'm gonna look it up.
That's funny. I've not watched that all the way through. I started watching it, and it just I had heard like everyone was watching this. I was like, oh yeah, this is one of my favorite series. I started watching it. It didn't catch me. It didn't really draw me in.
Yeah, it's not amazing. It's got some pretty good episodes, but it was on it was kind of on like Adult Swim when it was kind of at its peak with
Yeah, Toonami and all that. Yeah.
yeah. Little Slugger. Little Slugger. He's on the roller.
That's it. Yeah.
The bent baseball bat. Every time he shows up, like bad things happen, basically. So same idea. But yeah, Trick or Treat is definitely a Halloween movie. Like as far as the season goes.
I swear to God, if Halloween Town gets in the final
better.
2 picks,
It better get picked.
I'm kind of rooting for it now.
It's got to be the last one or not. It's going to be.
Last but certainly not least.
Well, I think we got the next one, and then the Halloween on Halloween.
Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah.
All I know is how holy cats is now a phrase I'm going to start using from the thing.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
cats.
that's how I introduced myself on this
Nice.
stream.
Excellent.
I don't think anybody noticed.
No, I noticed. I was like, hey, that's really cute, actually.
Yeah.
And if we do decide to do a December holidays themed wheel
idea.
as well, we can even start in November because November is already. I mean, actually, the 1st of November is holiday season already.
Yep.
Yeah, but we have a little thing called Thanksgiving
Mm-hmm.
in November.
Yeah. So and I'm sure other people do this too, but in my family, that after Thanksgiving dinner, we usually watch Christmas Vacation while we set up the tree. and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my mom's Christmas tree setup movie isn't a Christmas movie,
Mhm.
but she needs something entertaining that's really long, so she always puts up "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World."
Oh, nice.
It's a really fun movie.
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Everyone should see that movie.
It's been a while since I've seen it, actually. I think it was back in like 2019 or something whenever I watched it.
We'll definitely have to put some of the Rankin Bass. Was it Rankin
Rankin Bass?
Rankin Bass,
Rankin
yeah.
Bass, claymation movies on the wheel.
So we'll probably put like H people puts 2 apiece on the wheel.
Yeah. Make it a little smaller.
I'm just going to be grifting out. I know somebody's going to put Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm just going to put The Hobbit on there.
To be honest,
What?
I've seen Rudolph way too many times to want to see
Hold
it
up,
again.
you're gonna put what on it?
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah,
The
they
Rankin
did
Bass.
their own adaptation of The
They
Hobbit.
did, and it's yeah.
I actually like it.
Yeah.
But it's not a Christmas movie, though. That
Yeah, it's not a Christmas movie.
wouldn't be legal.
Does that matter?
Yes.
Oh,
You know what? I'll put
It's pretty true to the book. The
You know
Hobbit.
what?
it
I'll
really
put-
is. There's some parts of it that are cut out, but I still think it's really enjoyable.
Wait,
Probably
is
better
Narnia-
than the
Narnia is a summer movie.
live action movie.
It is. It's way better than the live action, in my opinion.
What's the one they do where Santa is like a wizard or whatever? I can't remember what it's called. That's gonna drive me crazy.
And is
I'll
a
look it up.
wizard.
Yeah, he's like a wizard, like lives in the forest and stuff. I can't remember what it's called.
I mean, that's kind of implied by him, you know.
Yeah.
I remember always liking Santa Claus Comes to Town. That was a really fun special.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I could put on the list. You guys ever seen Santa Conquers the Martians?
No, but that sounds awesome.
that sounds
I'm
Oh,
cool there
man,
for that.
if you want absolute cheese ball
Oh,
Yeah.
cinema,
Yeah.
I'm talking like,
Rory Christmas.
oh man, like, or we could do the Mexican Santa Claus film with the racist portrayals of children.
Wait, the
Damn.
racist portrayal of children.
Yeah, it's like at the beginning of the film, Santa Claus is like, he has all of his helpers, and his helpers aren't elves, they're straight up children. And they're like from all over the world. And so the kids from Africa, you can probably guess how they were dressed.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
boy.
funny.
But yeah, it was made in like Mexico or something like that. And like Santa Claus is like fighting the devil or whatever.
Okay,
Wait,
this sounds pretty
sounds
metal.
awesome. Yeah.
And the devil.
Yeah, I can assure you it's not.
Wait, that one he's fighting the devil. The other one he's fighting Martians. Now, are the Martians trying to like destroy Christmas or something?
Well, no, see, so Martians are really sad. They're like depressed and crap, right? And so they're like, okay, well, how do we like not get depressed. And they're like, well, Earth is really happy. And right now is like a really happy time, apparently, because it's close to this thing called Christmas, but we don't know anything about it. So they kidnap a couple of children. The children are like, well, I'll never tell you about Santa Claus. And they're like, okay. And so they go and they kidnap Santa Claus.
It's got dark really quick.
Yeah.
So that he can make toys for all the children of Mars. And they can have Christmas and be happy.
God.
Oh my
You know,
god.
I did like the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or whatever, like Christmas song. That was actually funny. I don't know if y'all saw that one.
No, I haven't actually.
Oh,
It's-
I did.
I
Yeah,
think I did.
it's all right.
It is funny because it's supposed to be, the whole joke is this like rock band aliens that know nothing about Christmas. So doing like a highly not accurate version.
What's going on with my
Oh, the movie I found it. It's called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. It was made in '85, and it's basically how like Santa Claus gets immortality. But yeah, look
Oh.
it up. Yeah,
I know what I can put on there. When I was drawing the the
Mhm.
commission, or not commission, but art piece, whatever.
Yeah.
I had YouTube on in the background, and it randomly played Ghostbusters, like the animated show, like special with them going back in time somehow accidentally and trapping the ghosts that were supposed to give them, Scrooge. And they capture the ghost, so they go back and they swap into the present time back, and everyone's just like an asshole and hates Christmas, and they're all fucking humbug. They're like, "Oh, we gotta, we gotta go back and fix this shit." Like,
I haven't watched that
Lakers?
cartoon in years. I need to check it out.
I was
I
listening
think
to
there's
it.
like a sequel series where they straight up bring like the Cenobites from Hellraiser in there.
Oh yeah, I showed you all that.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be wholesome.
So, yeah, seriously, this was a
They know their audience, I guess.
yeah, this was like in the '90s, like animated Ghostbusters
Mhm.
show. There's a random fucking Cenobite Hellraiser crossover.
I'm like, of all the crossovers, Hellraiser? Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. It's just Hellraiser.
Yeah.
That show was really good. I remember really enjoying the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But alrighty, hold up. I think it's about time for us to wrap up for now.
Cool.
All right. Hold up. How do I go back
I'm
to?
excited to try to draw something for Trick or Treat.
You still owe us a drawing for.
I do. I'll have 2 next time.
Yeah.
Well, you
owe
could
it.
combine the two. You could
Yeah.
make Trick or Treat fighting the. Trick or Treat is like 4 stories, though. I forget the content.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, but he can have like the ghost boy, like beating the shit out of. Thing.
Just like, yeah.
Busting
Right,
makes
piece
me
of candy or-
feel good.
So, animated moon, you're gonna start us off. Matt, hold up. Before we do that, I'm gonna pull up and we're gonna see what the final. thing
Yeah,
is.
pull up.
Yeah, it's not quite done. I'm going through the
Hold on.
eyes right now, but I can at least do this. My stylus, I'm a little bit scared right now because my stylus is really acting up. That's not great, but anyway, this is what it looks like for the animation so far.
Nice.
Never mind his floaty little eyes.
Oh, I
Hold
thought
on.
he was wiping his eyes off his face.
No. And then this is what this looks like so far.
Oh, that's cool.
With the additional line work stuff, I decided to put a big old tree there.
What were you
That'll be
working
fun.
on that last stream? It was a bedroom. Were you still doing the?
Yes, I'm still working on. Well, I was working on this last stream, I think, but I was also working on building Addie's bedroom in 3D in Blender. So I need to keep working on that. But yeah,
Looks
so yeah,
good?
stuff's coming along. Anyway, you can find my stuff if you want to see me. Speaking of streaming, if you want to see me stream, I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays around 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time until I don't want to stream anymore. And I am also on different social medias, including Twitter, although I'm thinking about checking out one called Blue Sky here, as well as something called Kara. And then you can also find me on Ko-Fi if you feel like supporting me or checking out some of my more work there. There's a little bit that you can also find, all under The Animated Moon.
Nice. Umbrella Chan-kun Sensei.
Yes. I am Umbrella Cat. You can find me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, all under the name Umbrella Cat, where I sometimes do art.
Yes, and you can easily buy her a ball of yarn, and she'll do any commission for you. All it takes.
Yeah.
Don't you mean catnip? Or do you put catnip in the ball?
Listen, I don't support giving drugs to cats.
That's abuse, I tell you.
Yeah, that's right. And she fucking died from a fight right there.
I just got this wind elemental.
Tenkage.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube under Tenkage or Tenkage HQ on Twitter X, and that's about it for now.
Nice. Frederick Gumont.
I have something new to promote tonight. So this is the grand official launch of the new domain name that I bought for our YouTube show on Tuesdays. Proofofcomics.com now forwards you straight to my YouTube channel with the live tab, and you can see all of our Proof of Comics shows. And we're going to do the 21st show on Tuesday, so now our show is going to be old enough to drink and vote.
Umbrella, I'm guessing this is where you died.
Yep.
That's awesome, Frederick. I just tried it out. It worked great. Forwarded me right to the channel.
Awesome.
Nice. The Lord Otter.
Well, you can find me on Twitter X, also on YouTube, where I'm usually streaming. Usually it's Dwarf Fortress or Minecraft. In the meantime, I am nearing completion with my second book, getting some nice beta reader feedback, as I have just gotten the cover, which I'm keeping secret, for my second book. You can find the first book, The Curse of the Star Raids, on all the big retailers, mainly Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's a lovely swords and sorcery tale about two brothers against the world. There's also some nice magic and athletic titties for anyone who is interested. That's where you can find me.
That's right. And then at some point, Frederick and Tenkage and me will be recording for a Rook Exodus video review.
That's right. I scanned all the pages, all of them.
That's
except the double page spreads, because they didn't fit in the scanner.
Well, that's why you scan one side, then you scan the other, and then I take Microsoft Paint and I cut it and put it together.
All right, I'll cut up the piece. I'll send you the pieces, and you can put it together.
Well, this was fun, as always. And then our next one is... What's next Saturday? What day is that?
The 26th, I think.
Is it? Yeah, 26th. We'll be doing the third one, which will be Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, I bid you adieu.
Adieu and squeak squeak.
I do too.
Shout out, everybody.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long.